Hello and welcome back to our channel. Welcome if you're new. We're an English couple, Susan and Jeff, and we've lived in rural Bulgaria for the last 10 years, along with our 11 rescue animals. Today we'll be talking about the one thing every Bulgarian home must have. We'll be sharing a very useful service, and we'll be making Bulgarian Tikvenik. It's October and it's still 27 degrees here. The garden is a hum of bees getting drunk on our fermenting grapes, and the birds are frenetic. I'm not sure if it's over the insects or over the grapes as well. It's so warm in Bulgaria that we are able to eat out from March through to November. But the one thing every Bulgarian house needs is an undercover eating area. This is mainly to protect you from the sun, but also the odd bit of rain that we get. Like many homes, this one had an outdoor pergola covered with grapes, which provide shade, but because the house had been empty for so long, the grapes had all died. So we decided to replace the pergola with a more permanent structure. We hired a local builder to build the walls and the roof, and a local ironworker to create these amazing trellises on the windows. Then Jeff laid the floor, and he built this fireplace and the shelves. The room wasn't overly wide, so we couldn't really fit in a sideboard. So I decided I'd go for a console. Amazingly, we found these two pieces of wood, which I think were probably old candlesticks, on a bric-a-brac stall on our local market for just 10 lei. We didn't like the bright orange colour of the wood, so we decided to paint everything black to marry with this lovely mirror that we've got. These were two old chests of drawers that we had lying around that came from an old desk. The table came with the house, and the chairs we bought at the end of season sale from the garden centre. So all in all, this has been a very cheap room to refurbish. The Bulgarians tend to eat very seasonally, which is really good for you. And at the moment, we have plenty of pumpkins. This is a really easy, traditional Bulgarian dessert. It's called Tikvenik. Pumpkin is tikva. You just need phyllo pastry from the supermarket, your pumpkin, some chopped walnuts, which are also seasonally available here, some sugar and some melted butter. It's really easy. Just chop the pumpkin and remove the seeds. Remove the skin and then grate the pumpkin, preferably using a food processor, as it's quicker. Some recipes said to use the pumpkin raw and some said to cook slightly first. As we have no aversion to melted butter, we decided to cook it. Unravel the phyllo pastry and brush with butter. 2 sheets together is a good idea as it's very thin. Then you just add a thin layer of the cooked pumpkin, sprinkle with some sugar, chopped nuts and cinnamon, and that's it. You then just roll up the pastry. This was the difficult bit. There was too much filling in mine. Jeff did it much better than me. You then need a wide baking dish and you just put the rolls of phyllo pastry to make a spiral in the dish. We use baking paper to line the dish and we brush the top with butter. You then cook at 180 for 45 minutes. Jeff has spent his entire working life in the construction industry.
I started my career as a quantity surveyor in private practice and then progressed to being a building surveyor in a housing company. But then for a new challenge I decided to go into construction. Spent the next 20 years building everything from apartment blocks, retirement homes, hospitals, schools, banks, building societies, nursing homes, restoring manor houses, work for the MOD, project managed some very interesting projects like the restoration of the old last iron foundry in the UK. So with this experience, we thought after moving here that, and seeing quite a few disasters, it would be useful for people thinking of coming over here to have someone that could look at properties for them and give them advice on the condition of the property so that they knew what they were coming into. Obviously I charge a fee, but it's a very reasonable €100, which compared to getting a survey done in the UK is a fraction of the price, plus obviously travelling time. We could also do a video tour of the surrounding area so that you can see what is close to the property that you may be interested in. What amenities are close by, how far you have to travel, how far from airports, that sort of thing.